scholars, welcome back to the latest video on my channel, Teacher XJ's Map of English. If this is your first time here, hi, glad you came, and if it's not your first time here, hello again, glad you stayed. Okay, so in today's video, it's going to be something very simple. I'm going to be covering grammar basics, and I think grammar is something that is very useful for anyone and everyone as long as you're still using English in your everyday life, okay? And this is especially applicable for students who are in Form 1 to Form 5 and UEC students, because I know in your English test you are tested on your grammar. Okay, so for starters, what is grammar? Grammar is basically the rules of English. Okay, vocabularies are the words that exist in English. Okay, so let us take a look at the few categories. For starters, we have articles, is, MR, WH, pronouns, determinants, conjunction, preposition, and tenses. Now, I'm not trying to put more stress on you when I say this, but yes, it gets progressively more difficult. But no worries, in this video, I'll do my best to cover the categories as much as I can. Oh yeah, and this reminds me, for students who are Form 1 to Form 5 as well as UEC students, I know that you are tested on your grammar in your tests. Okay, for public school kids, Form 1 to Form 5 kids, it's in your paper 1, English paper 1, part 2, error correction. Okay, you must know all of these in order to score well in your paper 1, part 2. Okay, as for UEC students, you guys know your categories. Okay, sometimes they will ask you to, your school would ask you to like memorize the different categories and how to use the words under the different categories. Okay, without further ado, let us just dive into the topic. So let me start us off with articles, an, and the. So and the, for me, it's like the simplest, okay, form of grammar. Okay, so and an is basically used on singular, for singular things. Okay, just one thing. We say a boy, an apple. Okay, but so what is the difference between and an then? So for an, you use it for words, vowels, okay? Starts with, you use it with words that starts with A, E, I, O, U, vowels basically. An apple, an elephant, an ice cream, an owl, an umbrella, okay? Whereas you use it for everything else, you know, whatever that doesn't appear in vowel. A boy, a cat, a dog, a fish, a goat, all these things, okay? And both of these, and an, is talking about things that are not specific. We take a look at the example sentence. A boy was seen running away. So we know there was a boy, but we do not know which particular boy, which specific person this is. So we use a boy. But we do know which specific shops. That's why we use the shop. Okay, and is the same thing. It's not for anything specific, but we're talking about one thing only, okay? Which is why I always like to emphasize that y'all should know your singular and plurals so that it'll be easier for me to do my explanation. He stole an apple. You see, he stole one apple, but it's not a specific or particular apple, okay? Alright, and then we have the. It can be used for both singular and plural, one thing or more than one thing, but it has to be something or someone specific. Let's take a look at our example sentence. The boy who was seen running away from the shop had stolen an apple from the owner. You see, we are talking about a specific boy here. Okay, he had stolen an apple, one apple. He can't be stealing the apple, the specific apple, when we just introduced him, from the owner. You see, the shop and the owner, they are specific things. Okay, we know who are the shop and who is the owner and what that shop is. So we use the. Okay, just remember, and an is singular, used for things that are not specific. The, it can be used for both singular and plural, and it is for something that is specific. Okay, like take an example. Let's say if this example is too difficult for you to remember, think about the sun. We always say the sun. We never say a sun. Okay, I'm talking about matahari, by the way. The sun that's in the sky, not S-O-N. Okay, I'm talking about S-U-N, yeah? Okay, so that covers it. And the, very simple, very easy. Okay, next thing that we are going to be looking at is am, is, and are. Okay, let's look at the present tense first. Am, is, and are. Am and is are for singular things, one thing only. Okay, but who can use am? Only I can use am. I am a teacher. I am a girl. Okay, we don't say I is, and we definitely don't say I are. Okay, is again singular. We use for he, she, it, one person. he is running away, she is dancing, it is sleeping. And also for one group of people, everyone is equal. Everyone, yes, there's more than one people, but we consider it as one group of people. That's why we use is, one group, okay? And why my fifth sentence, I type James is always lying. So why do I type out this sentence specifically? Because I notice some of my students, when they see a name that ends with S, they will say R. You see, the name James, originally the name is spelled as James, James, meaning it's only one person. Okay, so regardless whether it has an extra S or not, we always use is, because James at the end of the day is only one person. So that's the thing about grammar. You need to be like a detective basically and be very, very observant whether there's an extra S and things like that, and whether it's past tense or not. Okay, and last but not the least is R. R is obviously used for plural, but however, there is a special case. Just like I is a special case, we use I am. You is also a special case. You can be one person, us talking to one person, you are a boy. Or it can be us talking to a group of people, you are boys. You see? It can be both singular and plural, but you is always a special case. We always say you are. We never say you am, we never say you is. Okay, we never say, that would be wrong. Okay, so obviously we are and they are going to be correct because that is more than one person. And the circus animals are running away. Y'all can see circus animals. Animals has S. So it has S, meaning there's more than one. Means we can deduce, we can think of it as a plural, and hence we use R. Okay, so the past tense for am and is are the same, which is was, and the past tense for are is were. Okay, so please remember, this is definite things, this will not change. Okay, alright, so our next category, another easy category, is WH. Okay, WH are words that starts with WH. Okay, we have what, who, why, when, where, and for some reason how is considered under the category of WH. Okay, we have what is your name, who are you, why are you here, when is your birthday, where are you, how are you. Okay, very, very simple, very, very easy. This should be something that you already know since primary school. I shouldn't be explaining this to you in detail anymore, but y'all know the category of WH. Okay, alright, next one, a bit more difficult, is your pronouns. Okay, so now we are increasing on the level of difficulty already, but fear not, you can do this. Okay, so the picture credit for this one, I taken this picture from 7 ESL Learning English. They also have a YouTube channel. You guys can go and check it out if you want to. But here I'm going to be explaining to you how to use pronouns. Okay, so what is the purpose of pronouns? You need pronouns because we don't want to always say, okay, let me give you like a sentence. Okay, James is a boy, James is smart, James is handsome. We don't want to always keep on repeating the name James. We can just say James is a boy, he is smart, he is handsome. Okay, we change it. So that's the purpose of pronouns. Okay, so let's take a look at subject pronouns and object pronouns. Okay, so one thing I want you all to know is for subject, it's basically main character vibes. Okay, like whose actions affected the other party. Okay, y'all remember, like in the movies that you watch, it's always the main character's actions that affects everyone else. So you just think of it as like a main character vibes. Okay, like I said just now. And object pronouns, side character vibes. Okay, so it's the person who has been affected by the subject. The side character is always the one who is getting affected by the main character, basically. Okay, so we take a look at the sentence at the bottom here, on the bottom left corner. John and I gave David a toy. This is a correct sentence. Who would be the subject in this sentence? It will be John and I, because John and I, our action of giving David a toy affected David, making David our object. Okay, next one. David gave John and me a toy. So in this sentence, it's also correct because David is the subject now. David's actions impacted John and me. Okay, so John and me became object. Okay, so this one y'all must be really, really careful, yeah? Okay, so next one is possessive adjective. It's talking about something belonging to someone. Okay, she is my girlfriend, for example. You see, mine. This is your mother. You see? And we usually use it before a noun. Okay, a noun could be words like chair, table, desk, water bottle, things like that. Okay, this is his water bottle. This is her son. Okay, son is also a noun. Okay, next one we have possessive pronouns. This one we usually use it at the end of sentences and we don't use it with a noun. Okay, very easy to remember this. Can y'all see? Did y'all notice? It ends with S. Yours, his. I mean, his is always ending with S, right? Yours, his, hers, ours, yours, theirs. You can see every single one of this ends with S, right? So it is always at the end of the sentence. Okay, she's mine. This bag is yours. This school is ours. Something like that. Okay, you always use it at the end of the sentence. We never use it in the end. We never use it in the middle. We don't say, see, this is possessive adjectives. She is my girlfriend. We don't say she is, okay, let's say we change it to your. She is your girlfriend, but we don't say she is yours girlfriend. No such thing. Okay. Alright, and the last category is reflexive pronoun. Basically, you are talking about yourself or when you're performing an action on yourself. Okay, let's see the first one, myself. I'm sleeping by myself. Or the next one, behave yourself. Only you can sleep by yourself, right? Only you can cause yourself to sleep if you're tired enough. And only you can control yourself to behave yourself. Okay, and just want to take note at the bottom three, we have ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Okay, so this one, because it's plural, that's why we have to have VES at the back. Okay, y'all know we is a lot of people, more than one person actually, so we have to have ourselves. There's no such thing as OURSELF, ourself. No such thing, yeah. Same goes for themselves. There's no such thing as THEMSELF. Remember that, yeah. Okay, so our next thing that we are going to look at is ourself versus ourselves. Yes, both of these terms exist. Okay, both of them are correct. It depends on context. You say a teacher talking to her students. Okay, she tells her kids to behave yourselves because she's talking to more than one student, so she can use plural. But if it's just a mother talking to her only kid, her only child, she said behave yourself. That is fine because she's only talking to one person. That's why I say singular and plural is really important, okay, when it comes to learning the English language. Okay, so today, like I said, I'm going to just be covering like the basics of your grammar category, so I won't be explaining things in detail. I just explain like the general rules, the things that you should know. Okay, so the next one is determinants. Okay, determinants is very easy. Here is like a basic list of determinants. Okay, basically we have we divide it into two categories, which is actually I'm pretty sure there's like 4 categories, but it's okay. I'm just going to be like listing out the main categories, the ones that I notice that always comes out or students are always making mistakes in. So here's the basic list of quantifiers. Quantifiers, if you want to know quantifiers, you must first of all know countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, countable nouns are things you can count, like boy, chair, school. You can count a boy, 5 boys, 100 boys. Uncountable nouns are things that you cannot count. Yes, you may be thinking, hey, how can we not count time and money? Funny thing about the money and time, right? For some reason, there are things that we cannot count, although we can count 1 ringgit, $1, all those things. So the same goes for time, although we can count 5 minutes, 10 minutes, okay? It's considered as uncountable noun. Of course, you have information and liquid, you can't count these either, okay? So here are a list of quantifiers: little, a few, many, much, a lot of, and some. Okay, so little means you only have a little bit of things left. Okay, you can say I only have a little time left to finish this test. A few, I have few questions left. There are a few boys in the classroom. Many, I have many friends. You can also say I have a lot of friends, but you cannot say I have many money, and you cannot say many time. You can say I have a lot of money, I have a lot of time, no problem. Same goes for much. I don't have much money, I don't have much time. You cannot say I have you cannot say I have a few time or I have a few money. Those two sentences are wrong. Okay, for some, only some of us have passed the test. You can kind of count some. Okay, Alright, so moving on to demonstrative, we have 4 things under demonstrative. This, these, that, and those. For both this and these, you use it for the same thing, which is something being nearby, something being near you. Okay, but however, the difference is that one is singular, one is plural. Okay, one is one thing, another one is more than one thing. This boy is lying. These boys are lying. You can see number 2, I highlighted a few words in pink. Okay, so we say these is more than one, meaning our words like boys, we need to change it to plural, and are, we also need to change it to plural. Okay, that and those is for things that are far away. Difference again, one is singular, one is plural. That girl is my sister. You see, sister is also singular. Okay, girl is also singular. Those girls are my sisters. You see, those more than one. Girls, plural. Are, plural. Sisters, plural. Basically, when you change a certain thing, a certain context to plural, every single thing must follow and become plural as well. Okay, so that is like the basic things that you should know about determinants. Let us move on to the next topic, which is conjunction. Again, here is also the basic list. Okay, you have words like, I'm sure you go in Google, there's like hundreds of words that are under conjunction. Okay, but let me tell you about the common ones that will appear in your tests and the common ones that you will use in your daily life conversations. Okay, alright, we have words like because, although, even though, but, however, therefore, since, unless, so, yet, for, and, or, as, neither, nor, either, or, while, whereas, until, and also. Okay, so because it's very easy, we've been using this word since we are kids. I couldn't go to school because I was ill. Here we had to like give a reason why we couldn't do like a particular thing. Okay, although we lost the competition, our coach was still proud of us. Okay, the word although, you can use it in the beginning as the first word of the sentence, or you can use it in the middle, no problem. Even though Janice is young, but she is far more intelligent than her peers. For me, I would say that although and even though have the same meaning. They're basically the same. Okay, because for me, I've been seeing a lot of sentences, their usage is the same, so their meaning is actually similar. Alright, the word but. She wanted to go to the zoo, but her family prefers staying at home during the weekends. Why I want to emphasize the word but and however. Number 5, however. Okay, however and but, they have the same meaning, but they are used differently. You cannot use the word but in the beginning of the sentence. You can only use it in the center, in the middle of the sentence. But the word however, you can use it in the beginning of the sentence and in the middle of the sentence. Okay, it's like a more formal way of saying but. However, we have no idea where the missing girl is. Therefore, usually you say therefore to make a conclusion. Therefore, it is essential for us to start exercising and taking care of our health. Since, usually you talk about the timeline. Since when do you like cycling? Since when did you like cycling? Unless, usually it's like about you had to talk about like a condition. Unless, you can't go out with your friends unless you finish your homework first. The word so, very, very common word that you use in your everyday conversations as well. You seem so unhappy. What's wrong? You can use it like as a synonym for the word very. Yet, whenever we had to use yet in a sentence, it means that we have not done something. I have not completed my homework yet. Or you can also say, I have yet to complete my homework. The word for what reason? For what purpose? I bought this present for mother. Here is for who? Okay, what are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Or what are you doing this for? Something like that. And very, very common, Jack and I are hiking this Friday. And the word or, which one looks better on me, the blue or yellow dress? Okay, giving a person to pick between two choices. The word as, it has more than one usage. Okay, the first one is, as I was saying, you should pay more attention in class. And another meaning, another usage you can use as is because. He did not hand in his homework as he had forgotten to bring it to school. You can also say he did not hand in his homework because he had forgotten to bring it to school. See, same meaning. Okay, neither nor, it always comes as a package. Okay, you remember it by the 2 N's at the front. Neither Jane nor Harry will be attending the party. Means Jane and Harry, both of them will not be attending. Okay, they will not be doing something. Either or. Either or also comes as a package, just either one of them. Oh yeah, this one has two pronunciations. Some people says either, some people says either. So that's fine either way, okay? So either Jane or Harry will attend the party. So one of them will go, but we don't know which one. Okay, next one is while. While I was unconscious, I was sent to the hospital. While, you can also use it in the middle of the sentence, okay? Mother was baking a cake while father is washing the car porch. You see, while at the same time, okay? Whereas is very simple, also means at the same time. Mother is watching the television, whereas father is reading a book. Until, usually they give you a timeline, like a deadline that you have to do something, but it's not a specific time. You have until nightfall to complete the mission. So nightfall, nighttime. What time is nighttime? You have a lot, right? 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 11 p.m. Until, okay? We give a timeline, a deadline, but it's not a specific deadline. Okay, and the word also, I think is very common. You should also take care of your hygiene. Okay, so here I must tell the students who are proficient in Mandarin. I noticed that you all like to write, you also can. It's not you also can. That is from Mandarin. That is direct translation. We only say you can also. Okay, we never say you also can. That's wrong, yeah? Alright, let's move on to the next category. Here is another basic list of preposition. Preposition, for me, I feel like it's very simple to remember. Basically, we are talking about the location of a place. Okay? Alright, so let's move on. Alright, so for the first one, we have at. At, you can use it for being at a location or at a specific time. I'm at the hospital. My class starts at 5 p.m. In, you can use it when you're inside of a place, and you can use it for time such as month and year. I'm in my room. My birthday is in July. I was born in 1991. You see, we always confirm, this one you all have to memorize. Okay, we always use in for month and year. And specific time confirm, we only use at. Okay, on a surface, on a day, or on a time. Okay. On a day or on a date. Sorry, not on a time. What does that even mean? Okay, so you can say I'm on a bed. The cat is on the table. Okay, and my class is on Monday. My birthday is on the 1st of July. You see, if we talk about specific day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for sure we use on. If we talk about specific date, on 1st of July, on 1st of January, use on. Okay, this one is for you to memorize. There won't be any changes. Against, don't swim against the current. Along, walk along the road. By, I go to work by car. This was done by this homework was done by Janet herself. I almost say himself for Janet. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sure you all know behind. The monster is standing behind Mary. Except oh my goodness, my typo. I'm supposed to type everyone handed in their homework except John. Sorry about that. Okay, and then next we have from. Where are you from? I'm from Singapore. Into, the cat jumped into the box. Onto, the cat jumped onto the table, onto its owner's lap. Near, nearby, I live near my parents. We don't say I live nearby my parents, by the way. Okay, to, where are you going to? Okay, you're going to a place. To is like a specific place. Towards is like the general direction. You're still going there, but it's like a general direction. Walk towards the car slowly, please. Across. The hut is just across the river, meaning it's on the other side of the river. You need to like cross the river, okay, and to get to that hut. Between, very simple, you all know this. The hospital is between the bank and the school. Beside, I'm sitting beside my father. Oh yeah, and the word besides, B-E-S-I-D-E-S. We can't say I'm sitting besides my father. That's not how it works. Okay, I'm sitting beside my father. I'm out with my mother. I can also ask you, who are you with? Okay, what are you planning to do with that? Okay, in front of is the opposite of behind. Okay, because, very simple. Okay, give reasons. Okay, moving on to our next and last section. I feel like these tenses later on in the future, I will like upload another video teaching y'all how to use tenses in detail, but here y'all just listen to like the general things on how to use tenses. So for tenses, basically we divide it into three categories. One is the past, the present, and the future. Okay, so under past you have past simple or basically past tense, past continuous, past perfect continuous. For me, if you know past, if you know the rules for past tense, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous, you will know the rules for present and future, because they are just 3 different timelines but with the same set of rules. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one, past. Alright, so past tense is basically actions that you have actions that you have finished, okay, in the past. I went to school yesterday. If it's present, it will be I go to school every day. Past continuous, they are a continuing action at some point in the past. I was working at 8 p.m. yesterday. Past perfect are past actions that happened before another past action or time. I had been a school librarian for a year before I became a prefect. Past perfect continuous are past actions that continue to a past point in time. I had been working as a librarian for 2 years before I got promoted to a manager. So past is really simple. That's why I put the skull there, is to tell you something has already happened. Okay, so no worries about this. For now, focus on how to use like these past tenses, past continuous. Okay, later on I will upload another video explaining about tenses in detail. Alright, the next one is present. Okay, again we have present simple or present tense. It's a general statement, facts and habits or scheduled events in the future. I work on Sundays. You see, every Sunday I'm working, right? So I can just say I work on Sundays. But this is I, one person. If it's a she works on Sundays. You need to add s after the verb. Alright, present continuous, there are actions that are happening now. You need to have your ing. I am working now. Past. Next one, present perfect. They are past actions. Okay, next one is present perfect. They are basically past actions or events that have present consequences. I have worked at a bookstore. I have worked at a bookstore before. Okay, so that was like a past action that has a present consequences, in the sense that you have the experience of working in a bookstore before. Okay, that is your current consequences. And next we have present perfect continuous. It is an action that started in the past and continues in the present. I've been working for 8 hours already. So in this sentence, there's no indication that I've stopped. Okay, I'm continuing. And our last category, which is future tenses, we have future simple or future tense. They are events or actions that we believe will happen in the future. I will do my homework tomorrow. Future continuous, actions at a specific moment in the future. Oh, I just realized one of my dots is missing. Okay, I will be doing my homework at 2 p.m. tomorrow. You see, specific moment. Future perfect are actions that are planned or expected to happen before a certain time in the future. I will have done my homework by the time you come and pick me up at 5 p.m. Future perfect continuous, it is an action that will continue up to a certain point in the future. I will have been doing my homework for 3 hours when the clock's hand strikes 12. You see, an action that will continue to a certain point, 12 o'clock in the future. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. I hope that everyone has been paying attention and you have like a gist of what is going on, or at the very least, what grammar category to expect, okay, in your exams and in real life. Okay, again, this video is especially important for students who are Form 1 to Form 5, because in your Paper 1 Part 2 error correction, you need to know all these grammar categories in order to do well. As well, same goes for UEC students. And if you are an adult, you will know that you need to know these grammatical rules in order to have a good conversation with others, a correct conversation, not just conversation in your emails as well. So that's all for today's video. If you still don't understand certain things, you can leave like a question in the comment section. Ooh, you can also leave like what new thing did you learn from this video. Okay, so I'll be looking forward to reading your comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, scholars!